Salam alaikum. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Peace and blessings be to all you guys. I hope you guys are doing great. Before I start here, I want to ask you guys, those who watch the videos and come to the channel, I wanted to ask you kindly to subscribe to the channel, to leave a comment, to thumb up or thumb down the video, because I was looking at the statistics and the analysis and stuff that the YouTube gives you, which I don't know much about it, but I was looking into it, and it's quite a few people who watch the channel and haven't subscribed. Then I would greatly appreciate if you would subscribe to the channel. It helps other people see the content. Whether it is irrelevant to what you're looking for or what do you want to hear or not. There are other channels out there that I see that have a lot of subscribers, and a lot of the content, it's not really anything so spectacular. But anyway, that's besides the point. Rainy day today in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Early making the donuts. What I wanted to talk about. Oh, okay. I wanted to touch on a topic, right, about a question that was asked, right? And the question stated something like, something kind of like the Congo spirits, something about the Congo. I forget exactly what it was, and that sparked something in my mind. We have to remember that the tradition that we follow, the religion, the practice, the culture, whichever way you want to call it, its root, its trunk comes from the Congo, Bantu, and we have ancestry. There are Congos, but we also have ancestry. They are from other nations. I myself, if you look at me, being Latino, born in Puerto Rico, I'm a Boricua. And we have a mixture of culture in our blood and of other nationalities. And when we talk about Palo Mayombe, Palo Monte, whether it be Kimbisa, whether it be Briumba, any Rama that's still out here and still practicing, we just do not deal with Congo spirits. Not everyone has a Congo that represents them, or it's part of them, whether it be through DNA, whether it be through integration and into marriage and families and all like that, and like that. Not all of us have Congo. Not all of us have African descent. There are quite a lot of people who do, depending on the country. And I'm speaking about the Latinos, you understand? Depending on the country that, or the island that you are in, or your ancestors were in, or lived. And we understand, due to the slavery and all these things, natives intermingled, and escaped from the slave masters. Not all of them, but a lot of them escaped, and they all intermingled. And then you have the mixtures, you understand, of all the other nations. So, like myself, right? I'm not white, but I'm light skinned. If you look at me, I don't know. I'm kind of like, I don't know, almost like a beige color. I don't know how to say, cream, whatever. But when I got light in my face and you see me through the cameras, I look white, you know. And that's due to other ancestry. You understand? So when we look at Nkisi Malongo and Palo, even though we are practicing a Afro-Cuban style, and the root comes from Africa, everyone that practices this tradition or religion or culture or way of life or whatever, they don't have to have a Congo in their bloodline. Understand? Because you're gonna find out that there are people who practice this tradition that don't have no African in their ancestry, and they still practice Nkisi Malongo Palo. We have to understand that we are dealing with spirits, right? And we're dealing with, most of the time, one particular, which is the spirit that you have materialized in your Nganga, your Fundamento, and your Kindembo, and whatever you want to call it. And I don't know about you, but the majority of the Mfumbe or Mfumbes, they are in or are used in these Ngangas and these spiritual pots are not Kikongo. You know, you have to analyze this and see this. One way of looking at it is, if you're fortunate enough, right, to have an ancestor who comes way back, and it's from the Kikongo, has Kikongo bloodline, he's Kikongo or she's Kikongo, and wants to work or wants to stay here still and finish a process and help you in this realm, it's fine, with their permission and their blessings. But also you have to understand that if you are working in Nkisi Malongo Palo in a different way, where you enslave that spirit, then you have to ask yourself, a people that has gone through slavery, do you think they want to be treated like a slave? And I leave that question out there, you understand? If I had, let's say, something from my ancestry, right? From my ancestor, from the I'm going to say Tainos. And I know through history what they went through. I would ask, right? If that ancestor wants to keep on here, you know, with me, working and living the process, and if it says no, it's no. Because you have to understand, and it all depends how you work with your spirit. Because once again, I don't work with spirits that are enslaved in that way. There are many that do. I don't work like that. I don't like to work like that. So if that ancestor would say yes, then that's family. You know, we working together as one union. But just realize, guys, that when you're dealing with Nkisi Malongo, that Mfumba that you're having there, a great majority of the time, that spirit is not Kikongo. So you have to be very careful on how you understand what Nkisi Malongo is, and really analyze and see what is truly happening, what is truly going on, who is truly who you truly working with in that Nganga, you know, because ancestors are ancestors, you know. You don't have to have a Kikongo ancestor to work Palo, you know. It's all about making a pact, making a tratado with a certain spirit who is willing and able and wants to live another process or work with you in order for you to elevate it at the same time, whatever that may be. And this is what it's about, you know. You don't have to be once again have a King Congo spirit. If you're not a great grandfather or something, and maybe even not even, I doubt that you have a Congo muerto in that Nganga. So now, what do we have to say, right? How do we perceive these things? How we understand these things? Yes, you can have a muerto, you know, that comes down through your bloodline, or you can have a muerto that is a Kikongo, does not come through your bloodline, but somehow, some way it attaches to you, because you kind of either resemble what they did, what he did or she did, or they need something from you, and that's how you guys negotiate. You need from me, I need from you. You understand? But a great majority of the Mfumbas that we use these days and spirits are not Kikongo. You're working with spirits that once had a nationality from different nations. And that's why I come in and I say, you know, when I hear people speaking about racism, right? Speaking down upon these people, speaking down upon that people, I ask myself, the Mfumba that you have in your Nkisi, who is it? What is it? What nation did it come from? When it was on earth, we know it's spirit now, so we take the nation stuff out of it, but who they were before. And a lot of us fails, well, I'm going to say some of us failed to understand this, failed to realize this. Yes, once again, you could have Kikongo, your ancestry, and you could work with a Kikongo spirit that comes to you. You could work with different spirits, you know, that are connected to you through DNA. You understand? through ancestry. You could work with them. Sometimes you hear some brothers that they built sometimes some spiritual pots for certain individuals because they have a certain spirit that worked, you know, either the Afro-Cuban Palo or worked something similar, and they were gangas or they were practitioners or whatever. And a lot of people, you know, not a lot, some build certain pots and certain fundamentals for this cause. Or you get a dream, or you get a muerto that speaks to you, and you go to an elder, and the elder tells you, okay, well, what the muerto is telling you to do, and you explain to the muerto, or to the elder, what does the muerto is telling you to do, and a lot of them will build you a pot, a spiritual pot based upon everything that a muerto gives you, because a lot of these spiritual pots that they build is because you have the information. You have the information to be able to build it because you are the one that's receiving this information through that Congo, you understand? Or that practicing elder that one time in their life they practiced, or they were involved, or they came from a different tribe, from a certain tradition, from a certain culture, that did certain things, you know, and believe certain beliefs and practice certain things, and they will tell you how you're supposed to build it. What do they want? So, you know, we have to really, you know, start to understand these things. And this is for like I said, for the like I always say, this channel is for the new people, you know, the brothers and sisters who are new, who are coming in, those who don't know nothing about Kisimalongo, those who come in and hear and maybe are interested, maybe just want to hear just to see what is it that, you know, maybe these crazy people are involved, whichever way they want to understand and see it, you know. But it's something that you have to think about before people speak, right, and say things that should not be said. You have to analyze these things and see what is it exactly that we practice, and what does it involve, and you will start to kind of like start weaning out, you know, what truly Palo is, and then what is I'm not gonna say nonsense, but what is the unnecessary things. That's the word I'm gonna use. The unnecessary things in the tradition. And when I mean unnecessary things, it's things that don't make you any more better in practicing the tradition. Assalamu alaikum, alaikum salam, kasambela kutare. Good morning. Just came out this morning just to speak about that, just because, you know, I get emails of people telling me, well, what can I give Lucero? What can I give my Congo? What can I give this? Where can I go to do that? And a lot of people that haven't been initiated, and you don't have to be initiated to reverence your ancestors. No, you don't have to. It's not what I'm saying. It's to be careful, what are you doing? You know, and really understand that what you're doing is something, you know, that your ancestors or that spirit that wants you to do something is beneficial for you, and it doesn't hinder you in a way, you know, because spirits will send you to certain places, you know, and go and do certain things and certain rituals at night or during the day or whatever time, and you have to understand, is this spirit for you or against you, you know? So have a great day, be safe, we'll talk again.